Today I want to show you how to become that which you desire to be. Because when it comes to you manifesting your dreams, no matter if you dream about a loving relationship, or if you dream about abundance, or if you dream about making certain experiences, or if you dream about a life without the physical limitations that you're currently experiencing, all of that will never manifest unless you do this. And this is perfectly explained in 2 quotes from Neville Goddard. The first quote that I want to share with you: "The great secret is a controlled imagination and a well-sustained attention, firmly and repeatedly focused on the feeling of the wish fulfilled, until it fills the mind and crowds all other ideas out of consciousness." And the second quote that I want to share with you, well, we're going to wait for that a moment, because now I first want to dissect the first quote with you. Because when it comes to you becoming that which you desire to be, it's not just about you manifesting once, going into the imaginal act once, feeling it once, using an affirmation once. It's about you, as Neville Goddard says it, firmly and repeatedly focusing on the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And this is something that in this lifetime I will probably never understand, why so many people who follow Neville Goddard believe and vehemently defend the idea that Neville Goddard's definition of letting go is to only practice it once, to only affirm it once, to only meditate once, and to then never think about it again. Even though Neville Goddard, in multiple of his lectures, at multiple points throughout these lectures, emphasizes the importance of repeatedly doing it again and again, repeatedly doing it again and again. I mean, just when you think about the lectures where he describes sets, the states akin to sleep, he talks about doing it every night, not just doing it once and then never doing it again. So I honestly don't know where this misconception, at least in my opinion, it's a misconception, where it is coming from. But I don't want to say that I know everything that's out there. I'm also just a student of Neville Goddard, a student of Joe Dispenza, a student of this wonderful realm of manifesting. But I can confidently say that there are multiple lectures and parts and quotes from Neville Goddard that all focus on doing something repeatedly. And this is so important when you think about you wanting to become that which you desire to be. Because if you want to become somebody who's truly abundant, if you want to be the personification of abundance, then you need to enter the state of abundance and the feeling of the wish fulfilled over and over again. It's not enough to just do it once. Because if you just do it once and you say to yourself, okay, today I'm going to wear a suit and that suit makes me feel really abundant. And today I'm going to speak my affirmations. And when I speak these affirmations, I can feel my belief system shifting. And I then afterwards do a meditation where I feel really deep into the state of abundance. And you do that once and then afterwards you don't ever do it again. Then it's very unlikely that what you want will manifest. Because yes, you changed in that moment. But please correct me if I'm wrong, but the next day you probably feel the same lack and the same scarcity. But now imagine for a moment, if you every day would make a conscious effort to step into a new self, into a new reality, which is exactly what we're going to practice together in the Abundance Reality Shift Coaching Program, where we're going to go into the realm of your self-concept, where we create a new self-concept for you. And if you then step into this new self-concept with confidence, with the knowingness that tomorrow you will do it again, and then the next day you will do it again, and you know, or maybe in the beginning you don't know it and you still have some doubt, but you will then experience over time that the more you step into it over and over again, the easier it will be for you to reach the feeling, to stay consistent in the feeling. Remember, it's all about consistency, because as Neville Goddard says, the great secret is a controlled imagination and a well-sustained attention, firmly and repeatedly focused, I want to say that again, firmly and repeatedly focused on the feeling of the wish fulfilled until it fills the mind and crowds all other ideas out of consciousness. And again, please correct me if I'm wrong, but if you only go into the imaginal act once, most likely you will not be able to achieve this state of controlled imagination, because I just invite you to think back to the time when you first started visualizing or you first practiced it. Most likely the pictures didn't come that easy. Most likely it wasn't that easy for you to include senses, or let's say your senses in the picture: sound, taste, touch, smell. Maybe it was also not that easy for you to stay focused on the feeling of the wish fulfilled. I mean, I remember, for example, from my personal healing journey, in the beginning it was almost impossible for me to stay in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It was literally impossible for me. And then it became more and more possible by me practicing it over and over again. And that's why it's so important, as Neville Goddard says, to do that until it fills the mind and crowds all other ideas out of consciousness. And the same is true if you use affirmations. If you, for example, use an affirmation that emphasizes and that affirms a certain state of being, and you only do it once, then yes, for a moment you might feel better, but again, the next day you might feel like, oh, nothing has changed. But if you do it again and 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 again, you get the point, then at some point you will have the feeling and the knowingness that this belief has completely overwritten an old belief, a limiting belief. And that's the process of doing it until it fills the mind and crowds all other ideas out of consciousness, because then you truly shift your consciousness. Then you become somebody else. That's the I am process. And you then, and this leads me to the next quote I want to share with you, you rise to a higher level of consciousness by taking your attention away from your present limitations and placing it upon that which you desire to be. And again, I want to put this incredibly shocking idea out there that maybe, just maybe, if you try to take your attention away from your present limitations by placing it upon that which you desire to be, that if you do it the first time, there's a lot of doubt, there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of insecurity, and you don't feel it that much. I mean, again, when I went through my healing journey, the first couple of times I meditated, I didn't feel anything. Let me please correct that. I felt a lot of pain, I felt a lot of discomfort, I felt a lot of doubt, a lot of worry, a lot of negative beliefs, a lot of negative feelings, a lot of, so much negativity. So imagine if I had just done it once, and then I would have said, oh yeah, I'm healed now. I wouldn't have believed it. My subconscious mind wouldn't have believed it. And the universe also wouldn't have believed it that I believed it. So that's why it's important to go into the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to go into the present moment, to go into the imaginal act again and again, and to fill your mind with these new thoughts, to fill your heart with these new emotions over and over again, because you rise to a higher level. And again, I want to quote Neville Goddard here: you rise to a higher level of consciousness by taking your attention away from your present limitations and placing it upon that which you desire to be. And if you decide to work with me in the Abundance Reality Shift Coaching Program, then we will make sure that you place your attention over and over again on that which you desire to be, that you change your self-concept into somebody who is truly abundant, and that you go into the imaginal act and feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled in a way that you've never felt it before. And if you're ready to work with me in my 8-week one-on-one coaching program, the Abundance Reality Shift Coaching Program, you can click on the link in the description or go to nevilledecoded.com. And on this page, you can watch countless video testimonials from previous coaching clients who have completely transformed their realities. And you can also find out more about the very special bonus session that I offer exclusively for clients who join this month. And if you also want to know why Neville Goddard wants us to be more like Jesus Christ so that all our desires can materialize, you can click on the video that you now see on the screen.